What's up, everybody? It's your boy Schulz here with Akaash Singh, AlexxMedia and Mark Gagnon, and a very special guest. We brought him in here today, obviously, because of the Middle East conflict. We needed an expert, someone who really knew what they were talking about, to come here and explain it all. So the leader of the Gas Digital Network, the captain of the Legion of the Skanks, the innovator in the podcast space in New York City, if I may say so myself. I think that you've really blasted that space open. I think put a lot of people on. You probably put more people on in New York than anybody else.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know anybody, at least in the podcast space.
Yeah.
Who put more people on than you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I got a lot of...
Can I say your name?
Oh, please.
This is Luis J. Gomez.
Hell yeah,
in the
thank
building,
you.
Okay?
Thank you.
It's Luis J. Gomez in the building, okay? Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome.
I'm very excited to be here. It's a beautiful, lovely Miami.
Yeah.
Having you guys back. It's so nice. It's because comedy clubs just started opening back up. So I just started running into people again and like hugging people. Like I miss hugging people. Like now I'm like hugging just big dudes. Yeah. Like just squeezing them. Like this feels so nice. Yeah. So it's nice to see you guys. And
it's so weird to hear people from New York and California talk about this. Because we've been in Florida for the last few months.
Hugging people for months.
Yeah. So it's like we went through that like 3 months ago, right? Yeah. And I do remember those feelings. But like you get over that so quickly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I think Barry's boot camp, you know, because we do all like the real masculine workout classes over here. Yeah. I think they just said they're not even social distancing.
Wow.
G's up. Yeah, but they put out an email just to let you know. They're like, hey, it's over. We don't do the masks, and now we're not even social distancing.
Well, I went to Equinox down here yesterday, and I called in. I was like, I'm a former member. Can I just get a guest pass? And they're like, yeah, sure, come on in. We're open for guest passes again. And I was like, okay, the steam room was open. They're like, oh yeah. And I was like, oh, they are. They're like, I was like, do I got to wear a mask on the workout floor? They're like, oh no. And I was like, what? It was incredible.
Welcome to freedom, brother.
Yeah, dude,
this is what Dave Smith has been talking about.
I know. This is it.
This is Dave's dream. Is Florida, baby.
Yeah, Florida.
And don't take the vaccine. These are his stances.
And Miami's rules, because Miami is not like, and no offense to the rest of Florida, because Florida's kind of dope. Florida is one of my favorite places in the world to perform comedy. It's just like Florida comes out and they just don't give a fuck. They don't get offended. They're ready to party. They're ready to get fucked up. Yeah. But Miami, it's like it has this backwards, crazy attitude during the pandemic, but it's still a cool city. Oh yeah. So it's like it's just in the sense, like the rest of Florida sort of makes sense. You're like, they don't know any better. But Miami, you're like, these are all hot people. Everyone's good looking and rich. Everyone's driving a Mercedes Benz. They still don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they really don't. They do everything to lose, and they still don't give a fuck. Yeah. But it's been fucking great. We're glad to have you here. We're just talking about cryptocurrency because I think we got
because we're douchebags.
Yeah, but we're cowboys. We're crypto cowboys. Yeah. I think we have another cowboy in our hands here, okay? I get a text at like midnight last night from our boy Ben Uyeda, and it's just a link that says, and I'll read the link, and it says, and I shouldn't even talk about this because he told me not to, but we're just going to talk about it anyway.
Flagrant new part 2.
Yeah, right? He goes, the link says this, it goes, Cum Rocket crypto surges 634% in a single day in extreme mania market. Okay. Yeah. I go, what the fuck are you sending me? He goes, I put 2K in. I go, what? He goes, just look at the name.
Yeah.
Cum Rocket.
Cum Rocket. Who's not going to invest, even as a joke, in Cum Rocket? Yeah. Right. Okay. You put $2 and you put $5 and you put $100 in. And honestly, I think the name at this point with crypto, because they're all fucking bullshit, might be the most valuable asset.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to own Cum Rocket?
I want in on Cum Rocket, to be honest with you. I want in on Cum Rocket. Yeah. That's why I went to the steam room at Equinox last night. I was looking for some Cum Rocket.
Did you find it?
No. There was no Cum Rocket to be found. But I was searching.
So you're all in with crypto.
I got my foot in, and I will. We should say that only douchebags talk crypto, and it's fine. Yeah. Okay. I've accepted this life. Okay. Yeah. It is a douchey thing to talk about. We know. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, dude,
why is it douchey? Like, we're trying to make money to provide for our families. Like, since when did providing for your family, becoming rich, become a douchey thing?
I don't know, but it is.
Stop listening to your poor friends. You have poor friends that are not in crypto.
Truth. This is, by the way,
there's crypto cowboys and there's crypto Indians. You got to choose which side you're on. Okay? You have to choose. Yeah, you're a cowboy now.
I am a cowboy.
We don't fuck with the fiats.
Listen. Andrew is definitely in a new class.
Oh yeah,
he's in a new class. Dude, I call him and I was like, yeah, I'm going to bring my chick out to dinner. And he goes, this is what he said. This is crazy. This is not the Andrew Schulz from New York, street kid, hip hop, collecting Nikes. He said, let me make you a reservation at a restaurant.
Can I do something for my friend?
I was like, what? What is going on right now?
It
is crazy. No, it was a beautiful thing. Yeah. I'm going to take this move and do it in the future. That is a very like baller, classy move. Nobody had ever done that for me in my entire life.
But I would think this is something you do.
No. I've never made a reservation for somebody.
You have somebody coming into your town. Yeah. The least you could do is make sure they go to a nice restaurant. It's hard to get reservations in places like Miami because so many people come to Florida. I want you to enjoy the time. You know what I mean? So you go to a nice restaurant.
It was amazing.
Maybe it's because we're cheap, but the Indian thing is like, just come stay at my house. I'm not gonna spend money on you.
You guys have a nice house. I'm not gonna lie. It was actually too nice when I went over there. Like I didn't like it because I thought I had the nicer place in Florida. But somehow he fucking finagled. He like Indianed his way into getting a nicer place.
Buddy, I'll be driving. He
got a wraparound balcony, right? That I'm terrified to go on. Wraparound balcony. You see in the fucking water. There's like a little lake thing as well, or like whatever the fuck it is. And I was so I'm terrified of heights, but I was also furious. He's got this beautiful apartment, and I got so happy because I was on Instagram today and I saw a balcony collapse and like 50 people fall.
Yeah. And you just imagined it was him.
I was dreaming, bro. I was dreaming of it. I was like, it could still happen. It could what floor are you on?
I haven't been on the balcony since.
That's what I'm talking
37.
about. 37.
It was they Airbnb the place, right?
You saw this.
I saw
They're right on the beach.
I was laughing at him the whole time when he was like, you could collapse. I was like, you fucking idiot. What balcony collapses?
Yeah.
And then I saw that shit.
They built it above the same jagged rocks from the Indiana Jones movie where they fell off the bridge. That's what they built this. It was the sharpest rocks I've ever seen in my entire life. And these just...
Is there another angle?
They were all crypto cowboys. It was a balcony full of crypto cowboys just fist bumping, dude. And they fist bumped one too many times and they fell into the sea.
That's real loss.
And it was delightful. I never even checked to see if they lived. I was happy just assuming that they were all gone. They all floated away.
Yeah, I don't want to know if they lived. In my mind, they died.
Yeah, in my mind, they died, and that's a real loss. Not
crocodiles are rolling around with their innards.
Just ripping off limbs.
Yeah.
You stepped your shit up a little bit, man. I saw what you did.
What do you mean?
You got a nice little place out there.
Oh yeah.
You moved out to Jersey. Got
done with the city. I mean, the city. I was the same way you guys moved down here.
It's a grind.
It's not even just a grind. I mean, even before it was the pandemic, it was a grind.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic happened, and it was like
it's too much. Yeah,
it was like that Will Smith movie. What was it?
I Am Legend.
It was like I Am Legend. You walk around, you're expecting like a mountain lion to run down the street, and you're like, this is just too much. And I got a kid. I got an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah.
So I moved out to the suburbs. I got a little house. Got a trampoline.
Dude, I can't believe it's been 8 years since you had a kid. Holy fuck, we're old.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, we're old.
I've been like watching you raise your kid on Instagram. Like, I've been watching him like get better at jujitsu and shit.
Yeah.
It's a really weird experience, like getting old in social media times, because I probably know too much about your kid.
Yeah, we all know too much about everybody.
We have to pretend we don't so we don't seem creepy, but it's your fault. You put him out there.
Yeah.
Well, if you feel a certain way about it, maybe it's your fault.
Yeah, that is.
No, but I can't be like,
we're all just seeing a boy. You're seeing a piece of meat, apparently.
No, buddy, you're the piece of meat. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
So I'm watching on your Instagram the other day, and I saw you go on vacation with. This is something I gotta understand. You go on vacation with. Is that your current girl right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Could we say names or you keep it private? Okay.
Yeah. She's a comic. Karen Margolis.
Yeah. So you and Karen go, but you also bring your ex.
Yeah. My son's mother.
Your son's mother. Mm-hmm. And your sister was there as well.
My sister, my aunt, my niece. Well,
does your son's mother also bring her man?
He was invited. He couldn't go. He had to work, but he was invited.
Is that weird at all? Is that like?
No, I mean, not at this point. I mean,
So you just get over that eventually.
Eventually, for the kid, you get over it. Eventually, what happens is you that's the reason we broke up. We were arguing so much, and it was like at one point I'm looking down. There's like a 2-year-old kid looking up at us arguing, and I'm going like, we can't do this anymore. So we broke up, and we have a really strong co-parenting relationship. Yeah. So we literally split halftime. 1 week I take him 3 days, and the next week it's 4 days. And she's got a boyfriend. I got a girlfriend. They're both in his life. He's just
the boyfriend's cool. You vetted that
cool.
out.
Yeah, super cool. Big black guy, that hurts. But beyond that,
that's what she said.
You know, it's not, you know, he's fucking, you know, he's like 6'4", he's got big hands.
Yeah.
But got deep voice.
Does he discipline the kid? And you're like, no, you had a point.
I can't do anything.
He was acting up. He was acting up.
You know, it takes a village.
Has that ever happened? Wait a minute, does that ever happen like with that specific thing? Like when you're looking at your ex and your baby's mother and this new guy, do you like set limitations in terms of like how he can parent? Or does he also know that? Does he come in like, yo, I'm just kind of like a buddy to the kid?
Look, I also uniquely parent. Like, I mean, I guess not as unique now, but we peaceful parent. Like we don't yell. I don't raise my voice. My son's never even been spanked on the hand. Like, like nothing. Like we don't, you know, we don't threaten. I threaten a lot of people with violence, just not my kid. You know, so
you get it.
Like if an Uber driver makes a wrong turn, I will fucking threaten.
I respect
to murder him and his family. But my kid, I can't. You know, but it's because I was abused as a kid,
right?
And you know, just something happened. Dude, my mom
physically,
well, everything.
Or the fun one.
No, not sexually. I wish. Instead of emotional and physical abuse, if my mom would have just blown me. You know how much better that would have been? God damn it. She was beating me with a hanger. She's going to give me a handy every night. That's my punishment? Holy shit.
Okay, so you're like, I don't want my kid to go through that at all.
It's just, I mean, I just knew I was never going to hit him. But as soon as I held my kid in my hands, it was like my job is to protect him. And so we raised him peacefully. And I got the sweetest kid in the world. Yeah. I think it's because we decided to raise him peacefully. But, you know, anybody who's in his life, they understand that, you know.
The rules.
Yeah. That's an important
Where does that come from, the peaceful parenting? Is it like a book you read? You're like, this is where it's got to be?
There's a few books. I was inspired by, there was a video that Stefan Molyneux did, and he's like a big libertarian guy. A lot of people think he's a Nazi, I think. Whatever. He's got a great video on peaceful parenting. This Nazi's got a great video on peaceful parenting.
You can be a Nazi and a good father.
Yes, you can.
Those two things can't exist. You know what I mean?
Dude, Hitler was out there playing football with his kid every day. He was really involved.
Right.
You know? But no, I don't really know much about Stefan Molyneux, but I know he's like one of those, like, you know,
internet people that
that people get upset about.
Yeah.
But he's got a great video that I saw on peaceful parenting. He broke it down in a very logical way about, you know, it just makes sense. You're like, your kid's yelling, so you yell at him because he's yelling. It's just a psychotic way to be, right?
Do you ever worry that he'll be a pain in the ass?
No, he's the sweetest kid in the world.
But eventually, when he gets older,
puberty's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, how do you discipline? How do you let them know, like, yo, this shit ain't gonna go?
So this is gonna sound really gay.
Okay, go.
But what I do is my standard with my son is I am always showing him affection and love. Okay. Always.
Yeah.
He's always being told that he's loved. He's always being hugged. He's always being given.
I can't wait till we cut up like
affirmation.
this clip of Louis Gomez. It's like you beating the shit out of someone. Slap boxing in the
screaming
street.
racial slurs.
And this is my standard is always love and affection. That's the only way.
But it
I know
really
how to
is. So what
communicate
happens is with my kid is if he's acting up or if he's misbehaving, I just change my tone. It's no longer being affectionate or loving. Like, and you can see he gets like upset. Like,
if the standard is love, and then you just bring it down to normalcy.
Yeah, the
then
standard.
he'll notice that switch.
I'm like James. I was like, what are you doing? Like, even the disappointment in my voice, immediately he'll shift. And you know, this isn't like, you know, I might be lucky and have just a great kid, but I do think that's a better way.
Dude, that is like weirdly. I don't think my dad did this on purpose, but kind of how he parented me. I was always. Were
you spanked or hit?
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, that's how you have to do it. If you're not hitting your kid, you have to have patience and you have to show your kid affection. You have to show him positive affirmation. Negative, you know.
My fear was disappointing him.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that to me.
Yeah.
No amount of yelling my mom can do that hurts me as much as disappointing my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like.
Your dad's probably a good dad.
He was great. I mean, he is great. But yeah, that's so true. It's like the love was so valuable to me that the idea that could dissipate at all based on my behavior was just fucking horrifying.
Yep.
Interesting. But if you don't start love, you're always trying to discipline. You're always going to be hard on somebody. They got nothing to lose when they fuck up.
Yeah.
All they're worried about is being spanked or whatever.
They're just used to, and then they sort of get used to just figuring out how to avoid getting spanked.
Yeah.
And that's the game. That's all it is. Avoiding getting spanked, lying, being manipulative. Like you sort of, you start down this path of like.
You don't do it intentionally though, right? Just naturally you're disappointed. And you're like, yo, what's going on here, James?
Yeah, I mean, there is a conscious effort here. Like I do get frustrated sometimes and I do want to, you know, but I don't raise my voice to him. I don't ever yell at him. I have raised my voice in front of him a few times by accident. I fucked up. I threw a latte at a guy in front of him once.
For what reason?
He's gonna hear stories about you when he grows up.
What? Who is this man? You don't even have to hear the stories. There's like hours of this on the internet. Like, does he have a computer? Can he find out who his father is?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you right now.
This guy that ate his own cum. That show.
Yeah, dude, cum rocket. I don't know what happened. I freaked out. I started swinging. I don't know what happened.
Bro, your kid is gonna feel so lied to in about 3 years, bro.
I talk about it in my act, actually. I talk about it in my act. It's like I don't let him touch even a calculator. He's not allowed to touch anything. He's never finding out about anything that I do.
Left over from you as you fucking 808.
Yeah, you're like a mafia family. You know, like the kids pretend their dad isn't a murderer. You know, like the kids from the Iceman. They're like, "Your great dad, he made his French toast in the morning. I don't know what you're talking about. He was out murdering people all day." That's you, fucking Joe Pesci in Casino, dude. That's who he is. And he's gonna find the fuck out. Save James.
Yeah, we were in an Uber. Now, this is the thing. Like the other reason I had to leave New York is because I would get into arguments with Uber drivers all the time, and it's not their fault, right? It's like what's happening is if I'm taking an Uber, it's because I'm running late. Yeah, if I'm running late, I'm very frustrated, and it's like my trigger. It's the one thing. If I'm running late for something. Like you see, I was here 8 minutes early. That was good, Lewis. But it could have been a whole other story here. 8 minutes later, I would have rolled in here sweating. Fucking, I'm like, they're looking for the car. There's sirens outside. So I would get regularly. I'd be running late to something, call an Uber, and I didn't realize this until I drove because now I drive. But like, I would start freaking out if they deviated from the
route,
the GPS route. I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Now I realize that sometimes the GPS just changes on its own. You'll hear that sound, but that sound, I'd be like, whoa! And they can't speak English, so they couldn't explain it to me. So it was just like, it was a standoff. It was awful. So this was one of these mornings where I was running late and I was just being crazy. I'm bringing my son to school. I'm driving off in an Uber. And it wasn't even the Uber driver's fault. I'm in the road and there was a guy and he was wearing a fucking suit. He was wearing like a silly, he was dressed like Ari Shaffir, like a dickhead. He was dressed like a dickhead, okay? He was wearing like just
a stand up.
Yeah, like a dumb suit with silly socks and like a dumb bow tie. Just some fucking eccentric fucking dickhead middle school teacher. I hated him so much. He was the worst. Yeah. And he's walking across the street very, very slow. Just waddling across the street. And I'm in the car. And I'm like, hey, buddy, come on, let's go. Because I'm running late. Like, I'm driving. I'm doing what the Uber driver should be doing. So the guy stops, puts his hands on his hips in front of the car and stares at me. To like show. Now, my kid's like 3.5, 4 at the time, maybe. He's in preschool. And I'm like, you know, fucking, I got a latte right here.
Side-armed a latte out the window of the Uber. You fucking, how you don't even, you frisbee the fucking latte.
I fucking did.
Boomerang.
No, what it was actually, I used to deliver newspapers with my Uncle Howard. And when you deliver them out of a car, you learn how to do a hook shot. So I hook shotted it over. It was a dude.
We went from one side to the other.
Over the front of the car and hit him. And my son, I was like, in the moment, because I just lost control. I was so angry. I lost control and I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And then the Uber drives off because the guy's like covered in latte and I was jumping up and down.
Oh, you hit him?
Oh, yeah, I hit him.
Oh, great
Oh,
shot.
I hit him directly in the chest. He was covered in latte.
Holding his hips.
Oh, yes.
Your son is gonna be proud of that one,
dude. My son, I look over at him and he's and I'm hoping he didn't see me. And I'm like, and I was like, oh yeah, I had to throw my latte out because it started spilling. And I was like, I hope it didn't hit that guy. And my son goes, oh, Dad, it hit that guy. It was all over that guy. And I was like, oh no, it was an accident. But he fucking knew. He knew I was a liar.
Yeah, I think that's abuse, bro.
Yeah, basically.
I think that's
abuse. But yeah, I try.
So basically, you have such little control of your temper in Ubers that you had to cross state lines and move to just not.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even just that. The city just in general was getting to me. But now that I drive, I have
a whole new respect and empathy for
I feel
Uber
bad
drivers.
for a lot of the way that I acted. Like, I realize that it's not always their fault.
Yeah,
Sometimes things just happen on the road. You have no control of it.
I've been watching, I always watch clips of you and Bisping. You guys have this great show. Is it changed, the name?
No, it's Believe You Me.
Believe You Me,
Believe
okay.
You Me with Bisping. He's the man.
Yo, he's a funny guy, character. There's this MMA story that I've been following, and I'm hoping you can shed some light on it.
Please.
Diego Sanchez and his trainer.
Yeah.
I'm watching nonstop YouTube videos. I'm like obsessed.
You're
with this
into
whole
it.
thing. I'm so into it. I've been getting into MMA way more.
Right.
We've been fortunate enough to have some of the MMA guys come on the pod and stuff like that. It's been really cool. But this story is unbelievable. Can you just tell people what is happening?
So,
maybe a little backstory.
So what I know of it is Diego was supposed to fight.
Imagine people here don't even know that much about MMA.
I don't know anything.
Okay,
Yeah, so
all right.
Diego Sanchez was the first.
All right, Diego Sanchez, I think he's at this point the longest tenured UFC fighter.
Yeah,
right.
He won.
Winner of the Ultimate Fighter 1.
Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter was that TV show. I think it was on like Spike that really like made MMA or UFC mainstream in America.
Yeah, it was a reality show. It was essentially the real world that at the end of every episode they had two of the people fight.
Yeah,
you know,
which is what the real world was also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That would only happen once or twice a season. This is every episode.
Week, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
beautiful.
Go. Yeah.
So, Diego's been around for a long time. Diego's always been a little bit of a wacky character.
Yeah.
Very religious. Anytime somebody's religious, no offense to, people that are religious.
Yeah.
But
that can go left.
It's just, they're a little wacky.
Yeah. We're both religious, but I think we both know.
Are you guys religious?
Yeah.
Mark and I are.
Yeah,
those guys are. Yeah.
It's not even that. I shouldn't say that if you're religious. If you wear it as part of your identity, right? Like if you really wear it on your sleeve and you want other people to know, typically those people are a little wacky. You're a little wacky. So
maybe the best way to put it is like kind of hurt people or tormented people that find religion or maybe other cults.
Yeah.
Dive the fuck in.
Born again people.
Yeah, because we all know.
My mother was a heroin addict and she found religion by going to rehab.
Yeah.
And it was just some other thing to be obsessed
addicted
with.
to.
It's definitely better than heroin.
Addiction. It's like go for that. Yeah. Okay. So
that's why she never blew me. She found religion.
Wow.
She just kept on doing heroin.
Unfortunate timing.
That'd been so much better.
She kept doing heroin and you had $20 and she needed it.
I know.
That had a whole different.
It would have been a whole different world.
With your mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so Diego's a little bit of a wild boy.
He's always been a little bit kind of like out there and crazy and really intense. He'd thank Jesus directly in his interviews and shit. And you're like, all right, dude, chill. Yeah. So if God's watching right now, he doesn't care about a fucking MMA fight in 2008. Okay. So but he's been around for a long time. Ton of respect from the MMA community. And he's a fucking killer, dude. He's a guy who back in the day was just an absolute murderer. But even for how long he's been in the sport, he's still able to compete with high-level dudes today, which says a lot. It's like Bisping. Bisping was like an old school dude who was still able to win the title after people sort of counted him out, right? Yeah. So Diego sort of has that. And a guy like me, where I'm an old school UFC fan, I like those guys. I'm fans of those guys, you know? So even though Diego's a little wacky, I've always been a fan of him. When he gets in the ring, he always brings weird. Yeah, he's fucking he comes in with an intensity that's really exciting, right? So he got this other coach, I don't know how long ago, but this guy Joshua Fabia, and he's he's not only a coach but his mentor. And this guy is kind of like a dweeb, He's like a skinny, like
5'4", Italian looking.
He's just he's a dweeb looking guy. I don't know. He might be a great martial artist. I have no idea. Okay, the story is Diego said the first time he rolled with this guy, he tapped him in 30 seconds, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's a guru at martial arts." So sure, whatever, do your fucking thing. This guy's just sort of been in the background, and in the end, I don't really give a fuck. I don't pay attention like that. Me and Bisping get together twice a week. We talk shit, and we talk rumors, but I'm not on the fighter's balls like that. So I don't really know. I am peripherally, I'm hearing that this guy Joshua Fabia is kind of a fucking herb, right? And he's not
it seems like everybody's coming out saying he's just a complete fraud.
Yeah, he's a fraud. He's not a real, nobody in the MMA community actually respects him, right? Yeah. So that's just sort of the tone for a little while now on this guy. And my assumption is he's sort of getting very frustrated. So Diego was he was supposed to fight Cowboy Cerrone. It's supposed to be his last fight in his contract. Yeah. He's probably going to retire after this fight. That's sort of the way it was looking. And they're doing fighter interviews. They're in a media room. Yeah. And at the end of Diego's interview, he's literally getting up. They say, "Oh, thanks, Diego. Diego does a great interview." Leaves. Joshua Fabia stands up and is like, oh, and another thing. And then he starts going on about how the MMA media is disrespecting Diego by disrespecting him. And he like started making it about him. It was this, did you see the video of this?
No.
This is sort of this is what set everything off.
The tipping point.
Interesting.
And then all of the media that were in the room, and it's not just media, this is UFC media. So it's like Laura Sanko and Paul Felder. And it's not like, these aren't like bloggers. Like these are like the people that work for the UFC directly.
Right.
They're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like, are you out of your mind? Like
Yeah.
you're disrespecting everyone here. Nobody's ever disrespected Diego. We love Diego.
Yeah.
And they all sort of call them on his shit. Essentially, it snowballed into Diego being let out of his contract.
I also heard that he asked for all of Diego's medical records from the UFC.
Maybe, yeah.
And then the UFC reached out and they're like, is there an issue with Diego? Like, is Diego not fit to fight?
Right.
Is that why you're asking?
Right. Yeah, right.
Right? And then they cancel the fight. They're like, listen, if he has some CTE or some crazy shit, we don't want him going in the cage. This is fucked up. And they use that as the excuse to, I guess, cancel the fight, which is kind of reasonable. If you're asking for somebody's medical records right before the fight, like, what's going on? Why do you need to know?
Yeah.
Right?
If you had an agent, let's say your agent was a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
And he went into a comedy club one weekend and started shitting on the management, the staff, the audience, and on your behalf, and you stood next to him. Yeah, they'd be like, cancel this guy's fucking weekend. Get the fuck out of here.
And that's
nobody would feel bad for you.
Nobody would care.
So, and it's a shame because Diego, his legacy is sort of being, there's a little bit of a shadow being cast on his legacy because of this dude. But like I said, I don't know this guy, so I'm not going to sit here and call him a fraud because I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I saw him doing, like, Diego was hanging upside down like in a meat locker. Did you see these videos?
Yeah.
He was sweating.
Like slapping or kicking.
But then those kicks look pretty good. He's kicking him in the head. So those kicks look decent.
There was another thing where they were in the octagon and he was pretending to have like a knife in his hand, and, like chasing them around.
I remember that. Yeah,
I mean, it's like he does all these like weird. I don't even know if they're like training exercises because I don't know exactly what the fuck you're training. Right. But yeah, I just thought it was such an interesting story and how these people can, like a savage fighter like that can be completely trained by this cult leader.
Right. But he was already, I think the foundation was already built there.
He's just looking for some love. He's looking for some affection.
Any cult, you're preying on people with a certain mentality.
Yeah.
There's some podcast, nothing to do with fighting. It's some pussy ass guy who owns his own business, but he gets completely brainwashed by some therapist in like the 80s to the point that he starts living. The therapist starts living in his mansion and puts him in like the back of it as his servant. Like over time, he takes all of his money. It's like a crazy fucking story. Yeah. And you just wonder, like, how do you let someone brainwash you to that point? Like, I'm sure it could happen to me.
Did you watch that documentary about the Mormons?
As you're sitting here in fucking Miami with Andrew Schulz, you're like, how could somebody brainwash anybody? I'm sure it could happen to me. Look at the shirt you're wearing.
I understand the difference between brainwashing and leverage. Okay? Those are different conversations.
But did you all see the documentary about that Mormon dude, the guy who pretends to be Mormon and like fucks the entire family?
Oh, yeah. That guy ruled.
He fucks the husband,
dude.
the wife, the daughter.
It's just kid stuff, that one?
What?
No. What was it
That's
called?
one where he gets a hand job from the husband. He's like, it's just
it's just kid stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What a line. What a line, dude. Yeah, but that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's fucked up with the daughter. Take away the daughter, just fucking the dad and the mom?
I mean, look, it's still impressive. We're not trying to, you gotta separate the artist from the art. You gotta respect what the man did here, okay? The whole family, that's wild.
It really is wild, dude.
I fucked a pair of cousins once. I thought I was the shit.
That's AAA, bro. We don't need none of that over
I bring
here.
that up on every podcast I go on. This guy got a whole family.
He took out everybody with the last name Johnson. I want everybody.
Yeah,
it's just crazy, man. Yeah, the UFC thing has just been wild to see what happens like when you have complete autonomy with a sport. You can actually get a lot of things done. It's almost like watching like Singapore go from like in the last 50 years, Singapore has went from like just some random like marshland to I guess you could say, absolutely a first world country, city-state or whatever it is, right? And it's just because they're like, hey, we're going to let smart people make all the decisions. They're going to do the shit. And if you don't like it, tough fucking luck. This is what you do in 50 years.
Right.
And I feel like the UFC is the same way. Like they could literally say, everybody wants to see Francis Ngannou fight John Jones. That's the fight. Even the casuals want to see it. And then John Jones is like, I want a lot of money. And Dana White's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to watch whatever we give them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The UFC did a great job of building out that brand, UFC. Like, nobody knows what the WBO is. Nobody knows what fucking...
We talk about this all the time with boxing.
UFC is like, mixed martial arts is synonymous with UFC, right?
Yep.
So it's the Coca-Cola of
college
MMA.
sports, bro. We don't care who the players are in Alabama or Auburn. We're going to watch Alabama and Auburn every single time because you're addicted to that, I guess, franchise, if you will, but you're addicted to that school. You identify with the school. You don't even go fuck about the players. I don't even know if they put the players' names on the back of the jerseys in college.
But they did they were very smart about sort of creating branding for the UFC and not letting any one fighter get bigger than the sport, right? Even Conor, he's not bigger than the sport. When Conor goes away, the UFC's fine. They thrive. They keep on making more money. They keep on growing. Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, all these people, they never, it looks like once in a while there's going to get one person that's too big and they're bigger than the sport. And then they go away and you realize the UFC has been seeding another 12 people to be that next big star.
They do that so well.
They're really smart. And it's a dance. And to be honest with you, if any of these guys were in Bellator or ONE or any of these other organizations, they're not going to become the same stars that they are in the UFC.
It's true.
And
you
it's
got
an
the
absolute
machine
fact.
pushing them.
You go to the UFC and have a strong run, you're set. You can open up a string of schools. You have name recognition. You could do personal appearances. Yeah. It's a really...
So you think that they'd get paid enough? There's always an issue with fighter pay.
I think that here's the way that I feel about it. I as an independent person who works for my own money, I feel like you have a right to say what you're worth.
The Dana White of podcasting.
Yeah.
You're often called the Dana White of podcasting.
A lot of people call me that.
Yeah, they do.
That's because I'm fat and bald, though. That's it.
And you fuck the fighters.
And I do fuck my fighters. And my podcasters, all of them. That's actually true. Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple under my belt. So...
Mormon brainwasher podcasting.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's the more you put it like that, But
a literal legion of skanks. Go, Lewis.
Keep drinking out of that empty cup.
It is empty. Fuck.
Oxygen. He's sucking oxygen. Go.
I remember what we were saying now. Goddamn.
He was checking to see if there was latte to throw at me.
I need some more latte.
Let's go, hook shot. No, you think that they get paid a fair amount?
Right. I think that
you said you have the right to dictate.
We got a right to. Everyone has a right to dictate what they want to make, right? So if John Jones says he's not coming out for less than $20 million, then more power to him. That's not the path I would take if I was John Jones. I think John Jones has the opportunity to become the highest paid mixed martial artist of all time, maybe the highest paid combat sports athlete of all time, if he beats Francis Ngannou. See, John Jones, he's never been like a crazy pay-per-view star, right? Yeah. And he's had a lot of issues. I think if John Jones moved up to heavyweight and beat Francis Ngannou and did what he did at light heavyweight, he would take mixed martial arts to the next level because we've never had the Mike Tyson, Holyfield. We've never had a heavyweight, that sort of had that it factor, whatever it is. Now, Ngannou sort of has that, but I think if John Jones beats him, he could also talk the talk. He's a much more interesting person and character, and that side of it sells way more than just being able to knock motherfuckers out. So, John Jones, I think...
You think he's charismatic enough to carry it?
Yeah, as a heavyweight. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
I think light heavyweight was stacked. Light heavyweight was stacked, and those fights were so epic.
But his personality, you think it shines through? I don't know that much about John Jones. I know he likes shooting guns with dogs, and I know that he does a lot of stuff in the desert, but tactical training, and I know that he's like in the gym. He's a hoss.
He's a dickhead. But he creates emotion. People don't like him. People want to see him lose.
Show me the dickhead then, because I feel like every time I see him, in a fight, it's like he's very sweet, he's very graceful, he's very thankful.
No, but it's very
you see him on Twitter.
Like
don't give me the fake shit.
Yeah,
lean into the villain. There's so much more money in being a villain.
I agree with you. So that's here's the thing. Like he almost misses the mark here. Like he should do what Mayweather does. He should go, I'm the fucking best motherfucker ever. He should.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just beat up his girlfriend on camera. Just fucking kill a dog.
Not at 250, bro.
Come out.
Come on, bro. Maybe 185. It's a little bit more of a fair fight, but you're putting up 250 pounds?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy now.
So, but you're right. He tries to do this whole I thank God and I'm so, gracious for this opportunity. And then he's doing blow and partying and
training dogs.
He's being He's being a savage, so he's like, just pick a lane.
Yeah.
You're right. There's a little bit of a disconnect with how he presents himself.
Everybody wants to be liked, man. That's the tricky thing with this. We always talk about this with the Paul brothers, man. Like Jake Paul has a superpower. He doesn't give a fuck if people don't like him. Matter of fact, he'll lean into not being liked.
He probably does care a little bit. Deep down inside.
Whether he cares or not doesn't affect his behavior. Because his behavior will lean into being the troll, and the trolling is going to generate unbelievable revenue.
So what happens
It's hard to be a face.
There's a saying in sales, right? They say, when you cry, you buy, right? So you want to get people emotional, right? And what Jake Paul does is he gets people emotional. So if they hate you, it's the same value as love. Like if you could sort of like measure the value of it, it's the same. Probably
haters
more,
and
probably
celebrators pay the same price of admission, man.
Exactly.
We say it with Mayweather all the time.
I got into a thing with a famous YouTuber chick a while back. I won't even say. I call her "she who shall not be named."
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I think I might have.
Yeah. We got into this thing. It was a dumb thing. She tried to.
She not to be fucked with
she's
lightly,
not to be
bro.
fucked with. I'm telling you, this is what I learned.
Lightly, bro.
This is what I learned. Okay.
I saw that thing happen.
This chick.
I literally. What I text you? I texted you, right? I was like, this girl is not to be played with.
Crazy bitch.
Because she got all day to ruin your life.
Of course, and this is what she does.
All day.
And it's currency for her. She wants to
needs
create
the content.
She wants to create content that get people riled up. Whether they like it or not, it doesn't matter. Whether they're dislikes, she doesn't talk about how many dislikes she has. She talks about how many views she has.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that. So what I'm doing is she's making up this shit about me, and I'm going like, whoa, and I'm going to my fans, and I'm like, literally, she's filling her pockets with money, and she doesn't even care. She's got an assistant on Twitter. She's got an assistant on Instagram. She's not even looking at it, and I'm all emotional. And
Which is the smartest move, so I don't even have to get emotionally.
She's collecting money, sitting on a beach drinking iced latte somewhere.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting here like, and then I learned very quickly. I was like, I'm not beating her at this. I'm not about to play this game.
Yeah, you're just helping her out.
Yeah, so that's what Jake Paul learned very quickly. It's like that hate, it's currency, and it's valuable. It's really, really valuable. And you can get people to hate you way easier than you can get people to love you.
Yeah.
So, look, I know people hear me
emotion.
for the first time. They're going to have with this. The first time people hear me, they hate me.
Yeah.
And then they come back the second, third, fourth time, and then they fall in love with me because they get it for whatever reason. The first time people see me, they do not like me at all. I make very, very bad first impressions.
It's the shorts. You wear cargo shorts.
Probably my cargo shorts.
40 years old.
I need the space.
For what?
I need things.
For what?
Lattes. Weed.
Like a grenade.
Yeah.
Just rip the top off with his teeth and toss it out the side.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, your entire ethos is stuck in like the early 2000s. Like I feel like your iPhone right now or whatever you rock is.
I walked in the room. I just heard break stuff.
My
Limp
sidekick.
Bizkit. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say Limp Bizkit.
What is that? What is that boat ride they do with the rock?
Shiprocked.
Shiprocked. Yeah.
I hope it comes back one day.
Have you done Shiprocked?
Oh, I've done it multiple times.
Every single time.
I did with Limp Bizkit.
You're the king of Shiprocked.
Dude, one time I went to see Ozfest 99, I want to say.
Dude, how many pale girls with like flower tattoos do you take down on a boat like that?
Oh yeah, dude. Well, it's all fat moms.
Oh, cool.
It's all fat moms. It's not even like pale, like hot chicks. It's all like, because it's the people who want to be on a cruise with Limp Bizkit. But you gotta understand, it's such a very specific part of the world. You know?
Yeah.
So there's no attractive people on these boats.
I can't believe that's a part of the world.
Yeah,
dude, I have to tell you.
Look, there's a cruise with 5,000 people floating through the sea with Limp Bizkit playing on it, and everyone's happy. That's a part that happens in the world. It's like an alternative universe.
Last night, I was out to dinner with some folks, and they were pitching this OnlyFans girl on this like app. Yeah, and the app was essentially to like eliminate the need for a PO box. You know how like when you call the Uber driver, he doesn't have your number. You call through like a system and then it goes to him, so it protects your information. So the app was basically like, yo, why don't we just put a link up here that like protects your address, but now you could just get shit sent right to you and you don't have to go to the PO box, right?
Smart.
Decent idea, right? And she starts talking to us about OnlyFans. Do you know that the whole hustle of OnlyFans is you get to talk to these people and create a relationship, right? It's not just I'm going to throw up these pictures of my pussy and shit. And you do a few of the photo shoots, but you're DMing them. You're messaging them.
Oh, they get you by, you pay for like private photos.
What is it? If you cry, you love. What is it? You love?
If you cry, you buy.
You cry, you buy. If you cry, you buy. They create this emotional connection, right? And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. There's access. Then this bitch tells me she hires a writer to do all the interacting on the thing. So the thing that people are paying for. And then she tells me she's with an agency that takes 25% of her OnlyFans. A lot of these people are on them. Dude, the economics of OnlyFans, we got shouts to Jake Tran because he actually doing a video on this. Jake Tran is his guy who does a video that says he's brilliant. But the agency takes 25%. They provide all of your photo shoots. They'll fly you out to California to do the photo shoots, and they'll provide writers. So one of these writers writes for like 10 different girls, and they're just on Instagram all day, responding to comments, responding to DMs, doing everything they need. Everything is fully functioning. And it's interesting because Mark had said this before. He was like, I don't mind OnlyFans. Mark's not big into the porn because it feels like it's kind of you explain yourself.
Yeah, no, I just feel like porn's like generally kind of exploitative.
Yeah.
And like it's just like a industry that's able to like monetize and commodify women.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
OnlyFans is like democratizing porn and women can just commodify themselves.
So at least they're exploiting themselves.
Yeah.
But what I'm looking at here is I'm going like, oh shit, like the pimps found a way to keep pimping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just lost a little percentage.
Yeah.
Now they're not at 100%. They're down to 25, but they're still like, I'm gonna take care of everything for you, baby. I'm gonna write your messages. I'm gonna do your photo shoots. I'm gonna fly you out to California. And to the girls, it's probably a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take a couple trips out to LA. You
It
pay for it all.
democratized pimping too. It's a much more fair setup.
Democratized pimping.
I'll take 25%. I actually take care of everything you do. You still have your own independence. If I got 75% of my money,
And think about it, as a pimp, you feel way better morally.
Yeah. I know.
Now you're not selling these girls pussies.
Yeah.
You're like, you just taking naked pictures. The girl,
pictures of their pussy.
Pictures of pussy.
Instead of learning how to use a gun, you have to learn search engine optimization.
That's it. SEO, way better tool.
The different thing.
Dude,
Use it in life.
But isn't that fucked up? Like, imagine all these people knew that are on OnlyFans, these like nerds that are like kind of creating these connections with these girls. Imagine they knew it was just some random dude messaging them back.
Oh, yeah.
The whole industry falls apart.
Yeah.
Does it though? Because phone sex is still like a thing, and we all realized very early on these are fat bitches on these phones, but they can sound hot, and dudes kept calling.
That's a good ass point. Nah, that's a good ass
Is
point.
phone sex still a thing, though?
I don't know if it's still a thing now with the internet, but it was a thing in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
And you would see the commercials, and you know none of these bitches look like this, but people keep calling.
It's just full balls. What it all comes down to is men having full balls and just being able to be duped in that moment.
Yeah.
Like
I've been there. You know, do you know how many times I've
got
signed up for
catfished?
Dude, I've been catfished. I've been fucking. I signed up for OnlyFans. I'm horny. I'll buy a photo. I'm like, how did I spend $40 on a photo from some bitch?
dude.
What happened just now to
let me tell you something.
This is why I'm just horny.
Lewis is losing everything in crypto. I already know it right now. It's over. It is fucking over. $40 for one picture on
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
dude.
Who? How much? Wait, what picture of Karen Feehan was it?
No.
that you bought?
No, dude. It was this hot
They're
blonde
on
bitch.
Reddit, Lewis. Just go on Reddit.
This hot blonde bitch sucking a black dick. It was wild. She was like, "You want to see me suck a black dick?" I'm like, "Boy, do I!" Oh boy, hotel room, you're all alone. Goddamn. One time. All right. So here's the other thing. That's
wild.
There's
There's
a
a little
hustle.
part of me that thinks that you like your ex's new boyfriend. This is a dream for both of you.
Doggy. So this is the hustle that they do, right? So any hot girl has had this probably happen to them at one point. There'll be some fake profile on Instagram that's created. It's the same.
And they just take their pictures and then they create. Yeah.
They create it. And then they go, hey, if you want to check out my OnlyFans, check out my OnlyFans. And then they create an OnlyFans link. So you'll be like, what happened was this chick that I knew, I saw she followed me again.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why is she following me again? So I clicked on her profile and she was like, this is my adults only. I'm creating a separate page for 18 plus only. Yeah. Click here for my OnlyFans. And I was like, oh, this bitch created an OnlyFans. What? You dirty little hoe. I'm like, all
Put
right.
a couple of these pics in my cargo pockets.
So I was like, I'll support your OnlyFans. I'll support you.
That's what I hate. I hate the fact that it's charitable. We get to feel noble in our pursuit for pussy pics. Right?
So, but it wasn't her. It was just some dude that created this. Now, this guy also didn't create an OnlyFans. What he did was he created like it was like a hustle site. It was like OnlyFans with a Z or something, right?
Yeah.
So you go in and I'm like, this is like an alternative OnlyFans. I like that too. It's an independent company. All right, fuck it. So I'm putting my credit card
Start
information
convincing yourself of anything, right?
Yeah. Oh, and it said the first month free.
I support mom and pop shops. Well, not pop in this situation.
So I said free as well. So I was like, it's got to put free.
Yeah.
Let's go. So I got one dick in I got my dick out, my hand, one hand on my dick, one hand on my computer, putting in the credit card information. And then I type it in and then it says, it's wrong. And I was like, it's not wrong. So I type in it again. It says wrong. Then a third time, I like, let me let you know what this number is. Typing it again, and I was like, fuck, I don't know what happened here. My credit card's not working. Gets to call the bank later, jerked off, go to sleep. Wake up 3 hours later, and there's like, my credit card at this point has been shut down because it was like 8 $500 charges in a row that they just like immediately.
Oh, they hit you every single time with a charge.
They took the number and just bought shit from like Amazon and Zimbabwe and shit. Like that site was just a dummy site to take my number.
Hilarious.
The same thing happened with me with, I went to a fake Amazon site once by accident. I typed in my password and it said it was wrong. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I get an email the next day and it's in the subject line of my email, it said my password. And then it was like, some person was like, you know, you have to deposit $10,000 into this account. We have videos of you jerking off to questionable porn. And I was like, all right, that
like
might be
super
true.
believable.
All right, keep talking. This sounds like it might have happened.
We have video of you talking about jerking off to questionable porn. Who gives a fuck?
10K?
So this was the hustle. They were like, you know, we've hacked your computer. We have your password. And you see your password.
I've heard that is possible.
It probably is possible, but I just don't. I think it'd be funny if they release a video of me jerking off to porn. It would be hilarious. So it would be a bit on Legion of Skanks for 3 months straight.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
But that's like you got to be careful. You got to be whatever website you go to. You got to make sure you're actually at that website because they'll take your shit.
Yeah.
It's happened a few times now.
Are you currently an OnlyFans supporter? What happened, Mark? No. Are you currently an OnlyFans supporter?
No, because here's what these girls do. They're stupid. They change their price. And if they change their price, then your membership doesn't automatically renew. I have to agree to the new price. And they just got to catch me horny. So they didn't catch me horny. I didn't agree to that new price. But I'm never going to do you know how many subscriptions I have that I've never canceled in my life?
Yeah.
That's it. Once they get you, that's that. That's why OnlyFans it's like you can build your own website, but once you're there and then they use an algorithm to suggest other like-minded things to you and you're it's the same thing with Patreon. It's like how Patreon works. It's like once you're logged into Patreon, your credit card information is very easy to just start clicking away. Same thing with the cryptos.
But the thing
you invest $500 in crypto and I'm like, oh, I'm on Coinbase. It's a click away.
Yeah.
And I could just The
thing about Patreon though is that like the community is insulated, it's like your community is within your podcast. But it's not like there's this, at least in my estimation, there's not like there's this Patreon board where you can see all these other different Patreons and then communicate with them. It's kind of like your own website.
It is.
Yeah. Whereas I think OnlyFans is like you're saying, they're suggesting other OnlyFans.
They are, but also with Patreon, they've just greased the wheels to make it very easy, right? So if I'm logged into Patreon, if I click on a Patreon, I'm one button away from subscriing.
Because they already have all your information. It's like Apple Pay, whatever.
You also trust the brand. You know the brand.
On Apple. On your
iPhone.
You got everything. I just got to download and send.
So the easier they make it, that's part of this industry is just making it easy. Remember back in the day, it was like you can click on a video and you go right to the advertiser. That was like new technology 3 years ago. Everyone's like, this is going to be the future. It's about just less clicks.
Who's OnlyFans? Do you have any up right now? Can we look at it?
No, I don't have any. I don't have any.
You completely stopped.
Yeah.
Well, they just keep raising the prices and then he cancels.
Yeah.
Because he's not horny.
What do you do? Is it just pictures? There's videos?
No, there's video, there's pictures.
Okay.
That's it. And I act like there was going to be more things. There's video, there's pictures, videos.
You know that Louis joke where he says something to the extent of like I think we don't need more porn. Like we've done everything. We put everything in all the holes and everything's been done. Like, what I don't understand about OnlyFans is once you see the girl naked and you see her fucking, like how many more angles do you need of that?
Well, that's it. So remember Karen, I love Karen.
Shouts to Karen.
She's awesome, good friend of mine to this day. And, she was like, they're sharing my pictures on your subreddit, Lewis. You got to tell them not to. They listen to you. And I was like, first of all, you don't understand the way guys work. Reddit page.
Joking.
So I was like, once a guy jerks off, once we nut to that photo, it's out. It's gone.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand about the fucking OnlyFans platform.
Now they have a new photo.
But
now you're waiting on a new video.
It's the same tits, right? You got the same tits?
No, different angle, different lighting.
I don't need a different angle. If I have a video, I have all the angles. I just don't understand the business model.
you're a charismatic, good-looking, successful dude who's funny and fucking had a great dad apparently.
Yes, amazing.
You're in a different world than a lot of these guys. Like I grew up as a fucking fat guy whose mom beat him with coat hangers. Yeah. So I've been programmed to be a different person than you.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But the coat hanger like is soft, like it's the bendy one.
It whips, doggy.
It does?
That shit hurts.
Okay. I don't know.
True. You've never been on porn, found a porn star you liked, and then look for other videos that she's in?
No.
Never?
Yeah, you're the problem here.
I like I follow the dude in the porn.
All right.
It's the gayest thing about me. But I do. I find a guy I like and I follow him. Yeah.
No, you don't.
I swear to God. I like how he fucks. I like what he says to the girls. I do it. I follow the
guys.
dude.
Who are the guys?
It's like movies, like with the director. I like a director. I like Christopher Nolan. I don't care who the fucking star is. It could be Denzel's kid. It could be Christian Bale. It doesn't matter. I like Christopher Nolan's movies. Yeah. So I like Rick from Backroom Casting Couch.
Yeah.
I like him. I like him. I like what he does. I like how he talks the game.
Yeah, his thing.
The aesthetic. It's simple.
I like how sometimes he's in shape, sometimes he gets out of shape. It's very real.
Back and forth, but the abs are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100%. I like this guy. This guy's good. This guy's good. He says things in the moment, and I write him down. I'm like, I want to say that in the moment. Like, I do like his performance. His dick is a little small, but there's also something nice about that too.
Yeah.
Like, if that size dick is providing that type of result, you know what I mean? Then you know what you can do.
I agree.
You know? So I like it. I also like the girls that he chooses because I feel like they would fuck Rick. Yeah. He doesn't go too far out of his league.
No.
So everything about
Sometimes you get a girl that's too hot on Backroom Casting Couch, you're like, nah.
It's not real. It's not real.
I need a chick who's got one arm is longer than the other. She comes in, she's like, you ever see like the ones that have like a threesome and the one girl's into it?
And the other
it's
one,
so real. The other girl's like, I do not want to.
It was the Uber driver. She drove her there.
Doggy.
She drove her there to get fucked, and then she wanted to make $1,000 to $5,000 a day, which is one of the greatest pitches ever. Who doesn't want to make $1,000 to $5,000 a day?
That's how they got me into crypto.
Literally, that's why you're here in Miami right now.
Rick got me into crypto by offering me the same deal.
Exactly. And you didn't even have to do anything. You didn't have to share that ass, dude. I love the fact that you know Rick. I've said this many times. I could draw Rick's dick. Yeah. I could literally draw his dick. Right now, I'm imagining it. Yeah. Looking down, and the belly kind of covers up a little bit of it because he does like a down angle himself.
Of course.
And then you have the rest of his dick. Big vein on the top. Problem? Beautiful.
I don't like the fact that I can't see his face.
I like that.
You like it?
Mystery.
No.
Yes.
I need to see the pleasure in his eyes.
It's not about his eyes, bro. It's about his dick.
That's your problem.
No, this is beautiful. This guy is doing it. You don't get to see him. You don't want to know what he looks like. I really don't want to. I like the fact that he blurs it out. It's exciting.
Who else do you like? Any other male porn stars?
Nope, just Rick.
What's his name?
I just like Rick.
James Dean.
No, I don't like the actual porn star guy.
The actor?
No, there's a
the one that, he got some Me Too, right?
He got Me Too. That's right, he did. But he has a serious. Andrew,
rape?
You're gonna like this.
Okay, go.
You're gonna like this.
Yeah, but why would you rape if you get paid to have sex with people? What is wrong with you?
Hashtag believe all men. I don't know. We don't know what happened. We weren't there. We weren't there. We don't know what happened there. Okay.
Okay.
So
who do you rape? What is the scenario?
I don't know. I just heard rape.
I mean, what an unbelievable. I mean, that's how you know you rape.
Yeah.
Like when you're getting paid to fuck and you're like, I still need
No, I know the story, but I know some of the players involved, so I want to be a little bit careful.
Okay, go. But Louis being careful. Louis being careful about what he says.
Long story short, no, he was dating the chick, and then they would have very, very rough sex, and she said that he like crossed the line many times, and like to the point where it was like abusive and manipulative, and like, so that was what the scenario was.
Yeah,
but he has a series, he has a website where he has fans just hit him up, like female fans.
Okay.
Hit him up and be like, yeah, I just want to do a porn with you. And then he fucks them.
And covers their face?
No. Their faces are shown.
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
As in good.
This is unbelievably good, yeah.
Yeah, no. Because I'm telling you,
they're
you love
not pros.
They're not pros. And they want to fuck this male
like
porn star that they're
it's
attracted to.
Yeah.
They just want to come and fuck him. And they're like realizing their fantasy. And they're all like
OnlyFans? I'll sign up to OnlyFans right now.
They're all like Brooklyn fucking bitches. They got fucking triangle tattoos and shit. I have no idea. But it is like
I will sign up to this right now. Is it pay or free?
I'm sure it's pay.
The one site I
watch it
sign
for
up for
free.
is a male's porn site. I refuse to do OnlyFans. It's the same picture. It's the same picture of your titties. But this guy has a brilliantly creative idea because I like the fact that it's organic. Like, that's how they're actually reacting. They've been imagining fucking this guy for probably years. They get the opportunity and they got to deliver.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's like one of the porn, like the chicks like him. He's
like your
one of
first
the
time
females'
performing
favorite
American
porn
Idol, but
stars.
for fucking.
It's American Idol. It's your first time performing in a theater. You know what I mean? Or it's your first time performing in front of like you have a comic you really looked up to, and you know that they're backstage or something like that. You're like, yo, I gotta deliver. They're looking, but you were doing the jokes to them right there in the moment.
Yeah,
and they're probably going for it. They're really going for it.
They love it. They're loving it. They're having a great time.
Are they good?
They're pretty good.
Oh, no, I don't want them to be too good.
No,
I want them to like
the
go too
quality of
far.
the video is good.
Oh no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way that they are fucking in the video. Like, are they obviously amateurs?
Andrew?
Yeah.
It's not that they're good.
Yeah. He's that good.
He's good. He's good.
He's Magic Johnson at Dick.
He's-
He elevates everybody.
Whoa, wrong guy.
Magic Johnson.
The Magic Johnson of porn.
I stand by it.
Oh God. Can we stop down for a second? I gotta use the bathroom. And we're back. We just got off the phone with Tony Hinchcliffe, friend of ours, a good friend of ours, comedian friend who is going through it right now. A clip was released of him being a wild boy. It's wild. We can all acknowledge it's wild. And he's saying some kind of crazy things. And even with the context, the things still come off as crazy.
It's on TMZ right now.
No, it's not.
TMZ.
Oh, he made it.
Yeah,
It's over.
All
baby.
that time in Hollywood, he had to move to Austin to get on fucking TMZ. Come on, Tony.
Yeah.
So-
it's blowing up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's blown up. It's going to be a big story. And obviously, when you have a close connection with somebody, especially a comic, like we got to talk to them before we're going to have a conversation with him about the pod. That's what we've always done. So we just spoke to him. You guys have probably seen the clip. You can see the clip somewhere. We can give a little bit of context to the situation.
Right.
Yeah, where do we begin? I mean, like, he came up, he said some wild shit. I guess the comic that was going on before him, which is also the comic that released the clip, Peng Dang, I think it was the guy's name. They've worked together before.
Yeah. There's been a few times, I guess, where this guy's opened up for Tony. He's like a club feature in Texas.
Exactly. So he's up, and then Tony requested him a second time. There was like a New Year's gig that he was doing with Ali Makovsky, and he requested him. So it's not. So they had a working relationship. They weren't besties or something like that, but they were familiar with each other. They've worked together.
If somebody invites you to come back, you're cool. You're not friends, but you're cool.
Yeah,
cool,
like,
We
yeah.
like being around each other. We have
And I
some
saw-
level of friendship.
Yeah.
There was some
somewhat.
stuff that he had posted, opening for Tony. It seemed to be a big deal to this guy. He would tweet out, be like, hey, opening for Tony Hinchcliffe tonight. So excited.
Yeah.
Great shows. It wasn't like,
I think in his bio, Tony said that like the second line in his bio was Tony Hinchcliffe as a credit.
yeah.
He's done the Kill Tony show
Yes.
as well. So they have some sort of working relationship. So he brings up Tony. Tony says that this is what's called like the secret show. Red Band had a show where they don't announce the guests. So usually Tony's performing for his fans. Now he gets to perform in front of people that may not know who he is, may know who he is.
Which is more of a challenge,
Definitely more of a challenge.
Yeah.
And I wonder if in that situation I would make me wilder or less wild. I'd probably be wilder in front of my fans.
Yeah, I'd be way wilder in front of my fans.
Yeah.
think so.
But Tony
I say
would-
whatever the fuck I want in front of my fans. Literally anything.
Exactly,
In front of
yeah.
the club, like, jokes that will murder in front of the fans
Yeah.
will make people in a club environment
uncomfortable.
They're like this. And you're like, what's going on here? And this is why you need to do both.
Right.
Fans have context. Also.
Fans have context. They
if
know
you
who
say
you
some
are. They
crazy
know where you're
shit-
coming from.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually a really great point.
Yeah.
Because when I watched it, I laughed. Because I know Tony. I know the context of what he was going
Interesting.
for. I thought it was funny. And I understand why people are like, what the fuck did you laugh at? And
Yeah.
I was like, I know. The same thing with Ari. When Ari got canceled for the Kobe tweet.
Yeah.
I laughed.
Because
I
Ari
know
had
the
a history
context
of doing this.
Ari
Yeah, yeah.
doing it. I know exactly the tone. I know what he
Yeah.
was going for. And it was like the shock and the fact that he would go there is what was funny. And the fact that very few people are willing to go there
Right.
makes it unique and makes it funny. And if one person laughs, by definition, it's funny. So
Right.
you can't, it's all subjective, obviously. But if you get one person to laugh, and I laughed
Right.
at Tony, I laughed at what he said.
Here's the thing. The reason why it was so weird for me and I was just telling this to Tony, is that I'm used to Tony having incredibly clever bits, right? Like, especially with his roasting, it's super clever. And he just went on, and it was kind of a rant that I guess within the context of things, like here's this Asian comic that was on before, and he was like making fun of like white people. This doesn't fucking justify it, but he's doing a lot of white jokes. So Tony's like, I'm going to carry that energy, and I'm just going to go on the top of it and trash these white people in the crowd
for laughing,
for being self-loathing and laughing.
Yeah,
right?
he called them race traders.
Race traders.
It's just funny.
He doesn't really think they're fucking race traders.
No, he doesn't really use the word chink in real life. He's not calling people that.
He literally said he doesn't use the word.
Yeah,
he goes, I
like,
don't use the word. He goes, I was feeling myself, and I was like, I'm going to just go for it. I regret saying it. It's not something I use. I mean, his best, I don't know if Redman's his best friend, but like his best friend's girl's Asian.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So he's probably not dropping that fucking word all the time.
Tony's a sweetheart of a guy, you know, and he's not, this does not come from a hateful place. And I believe that the opener knows that because he does have the context. He knows who Tony is. He knows the brand of comedy that Tony does.
Yes.
So he has all that context. So it's like, dude, if you're offended by something that somebody said, and by the way, even if in the moment he was like, you know, dude, fuck this. He's feeling very inspired. It's Asian Heritage Month. There's a lot going on in the media right now. I'm not discounting the fact that he probably legitimately feels a certain way, but you would think that you would just, after the show, be like, Tony, come talk to me for a minute. Like, that actually really bothered me. It hurt my feelings. As a fucking dude.
He fucked up. Like, go.
No, I don't. Listen, I don't know Tony as well as y'all. I know Tony a little bit. I assumed when I watched the clip, just knowing Tony's clever and funny, the joke has to be, this is so over the top racist that it has to be a joke.
That's the joke.
Yes.
If that hurt his feelings, peng. Cool, I understand that. That word could hurt a lot of people's feelings. My best friend is Chinese, it would probably hurt his feelings. You talk to him man to man, be like, yo, man, what the fuck is that? But to have that quote tweet and then like passive aggressively be like, happy AAPI month, exclamation point, like you're clout chasing.
Yep.
You are trying to use your victimhood as currency, and that shit I do not like.
He chose to go viral. He chose to go viral. He chose to go viral over a connection with that person, and he wanted that. And because at the end of the day, like, what does this do? Like, is Tony Hinchcliffe the one that is stopping Asian progress in America? Do you know what I mean? Like, I understand if like President Biden is saying something like this and you capture on footage, you're like, okay, maybe we should showcase this to the world. But I don't know if Tony is the one that's holding down Asian people.
Let me try to see his point of view. Maybe he thinks this type of shit is just acceptable and funny in the world, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
you also know Tony. You've opened for Tony. You guys are on some level cool.
Yeah.
So if he's not some random motherfucker, you can talk to him and be like, bruh, that's a moment for you to teach and actually make an impact. Be like, yo, man, if he's like, I never use that word, and be like, yeah, cool. Don't ever use that word. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. You would talk to him man to man very easily.
You could also, have the conversation.
Tony's not an intimidating guy. Tony's not a guy I'm scared to talk to.
Yeah. You can confront him.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You can say, hey, Tony, and Tony seems reasonable enough to be like, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, or maybe he has a debate. Maybe he goes, well, this is, maybe he says, well, this is why I feel like I can use certain words. But at the very least, you have the conversation with another dude. I remember one time I brought up Mateo Lane. Mateo Lane's a brilliant comic in New York. You know Mateo.
Love Mateo. Great body.
Fucking ripped.
Dude,
dude,
I'll be looking at my Instagram.
I'm telling you,
public.
right?
No, I'm in public with my Instagram. Like, I'll be in on a bench and sharing a bench with a few other people. I'm at a fucking clothing store with my girl. It's just me and the other two boyfriends that are waiting for their girls to get changed. And I bring out the Instagram, all these guys on the Instagram, and I'm scrolling through, and it comes up. The first fucking picture is Mateo topless in a Speedo. And I got these other two guys looking over at my phone, and they're not even judging me. They're just going, God damn. that motherfucker is stacked.
That man is perfect.
Oh, he really is.
I mean, not for nothing. He's also a sweetheart of a guy. The best. Hilarious comedian. Really talented artist. He's got it all.
He's talented.
He's got it all.
You can't have that good a body and be able to draw.
Thank God he's gay.
Wild.
Literally fuck all of
it's over. It would be over.
Thank God he's gay.
But I remember one time at the stand years ago, I brought him up.
He's so hot, I'm about to say some racial slurs out this bitch. Or homophobic ones or something.
But I brought him on stage, or maybe when he got off stage, whatever it was. I was hosting a show and I brought him up and I said some ignorant shit. No, I didn't say the F word.
Yeah. Fiat.
I made a joke about something about him having AIDS. It was dumb. It was a bad joke. It wasn't good. It wasn't executed well.
Yeah.
But I went for
You were trying to be shocking.
I was trying to be shocking in the moment, and it was like it didn't really get a laugh. And it was when I was bringing him up, because I remember just feeling so bad throughout his whole set, being like, fuck, dude, Mateo, like, I don't want, like, because I really like Mateo and I have a lot of respect for him, you know what I'm saying? And I just missed the mark. You know, that's what happened was I was going for something shocking. I missed the mark. And when he came off stage, I was like, dude, I just wanted to apologize because I felt like I shouldn't have said that. That wasn't the right way to bring you up or present you as a comedian. It was the moment. And he was like, dude, I didn't think anything of it. It didn't even register for him. Yeah. But that's sort of the way we act, like in the workplace, as men, as you know, not even just men, as adults. If you have an issue with something that somebody says or does,
it was a
you can approach them and you can say that, you know. And
it was mature of you to apologize.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and it was dope of him to take it that way. But he could also take it another way, and you'd be understanding of that. You're like,
course,
yeah,
if he was offended, I thought he would be offended because it wasn't funny. So, it didn't get a laugh. It was just low hanging fruit. It was just some dumb shit.
You were going for it. So here's the thing with the Tony situation, which is very difficult, right? Because like comedians, we've set this precedent, like we're not going to apologize for everything, because we feel a little bit under attack with our material, and if we want to stay like crazier jokes, so we're like, I'm not going to apologize. Now, I don't subscribe to that in its totality. Like, if you say something
that you're sorry for,
you could say sorry. Like, you said this beautifully. You're like, yo, you apologize to him. Like, if you feel sorry for hurting his feelings, apologize to him for that. And you could have done that. You did that literally right when you got off stage. Yeah. So it's not like we have this like hard and fast line. We don't apologize for anything.
That's
that
crazy.
might not have been your joke.
That's a crazy person. Like, I will not apologize. Like, you are a lunatic.
You're a lunatic. You're a sociopath. Now, if it's a joke that we've crafted for 6 months and we like where the joke is and you're offended, but we don't feel sorry for the joke, you don't have to apologize. Right. If it's something you're just whipping up in the moment, you're like, this might work, this might not work, this is a 50-50 idea, and then it doesn't fucking work and it doesn't go over, now you're on TMZ, you're all over the place, you can apologize for the part of it that you don't like, especially saying the word that you said to me on the phone, you just do not say, you don't know why you said it in a moment.
I just don't like the idea of apologizing to the public. So apologize to Peng, right? Call him up, and apparently he did call him up and he won't answer his calls, which is such it's just like, dude, I don't know. Like, if you're offended,
he feels, I'm sure,
his name sounds like you're making up an Asian name.
I know, it's Peng Dang.
Apologize to Peng.
That's
Peng Dang. Apologize to Peng Dang, please.
That sounds like
young
a dish.
Peng Dang needs an apology.
It sounds like
he's young guy.
His voice and his look, it's his real name, but the way that he looks, it sounds like you're just doubling down on racism.
Yeah. Oh, so there's Peng Dang here. Oh, I guess he's all Peng Danging. Sounds like a dish I had last night at Caillou. Thank you for the recommendation.
It's Q.
I had some Peng Dang soup.
Q. Can you pronounce it right?
Q, sorry. Q. So
here we go.
What? That's how they want to pronounce it.
Okay, go.
Well, I can do a British accent. I want some tea and crumpets. That's not a problem. And I can go Q. I'm having some Peng Dang at Q.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I subscribe to this. I agree. You should be able to do
apologize to that person.
Respect.
What the fuck does the public need an apology? It's not a public issue. You know,
now it's become a public issue, and if you want to apologize to the public, you can.
Sure.
I'm saying that's just up to you.
The problem with that, and this is, and I see the picture of Patrice O'Neal right there, and it's almost become a hack point at this point, but it's really true. Like, he made this incredible point when he was defending Don Imus, right? Yeah. Where he said every joke comes from the same place, good or bad, right? Yeah. We don't know it's going to be good.
Give us the opportunity to make something funny.
We have to experiment. Comedians, we go into a comedy club environment sometimes completely blind. We have a brand new bit. We don't know if it's going to work, and we use the audience as a gauge to see if it's good or bad. And it's supposed to just exist in that moment, and then we figure it out. It takes 6 months to figure out if it's really good, and you get it to be perfect. Yep. And it's this sort of like, this song and dance that goes back and forth between the audience. Yep. If you don't give people the opportunity to make those mistakes, you're going to get people taking less chances. You're whittling down the quality of comedy.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. I also think that that's mutually exclusive from apologizing for something that you didn't mean to do or went wrong. Right? So it's like,
but apologizing for a joke in general, when a joke can go wrong. Am I apologizing for a joke going wrong? What if it went right? What if everyone laughed? What if Peng thought it was great? Hold on, let's say it kills, the whole audience laughs, and Peng is dying laughing on the side of stage. Because if he would have called me a spick on that show, in the same exact tone, it was just spick, and it was me, which could have easily happened, which has happened with like other shows. What's her name? Called me a spick on Roast Battle on Comedy Central.
Yeah, you don't gotta be a snitch, bro. Like,
but I mean, it's funny.
But
if I freaked out and I took the moment and I tweeted it out and said, "Oh my God, she called me a spick," and it had a viral moment, I could have easily created some. But no, I laughed. I slapped my knee. It was fucking funny. So
Obviously, there's some like societal issues that are going on now that heighten the severity of this, right? Like, if Stop Asian Hate wasn't a hashtag, if there weren't like Asian ladies getting beaten the shit out of the street on fucking bus stops, then I don't think this would be as sensitive. But because it is the perfect viral moment, and I'm sure that the comedian Pang, in best case scenario, is like really affected and like bothered and triggered by seeing Asian people getting beat up all the time.
Yeah.
And he's probably really sensitive to any Asian racism right now, as I'm sure a lot of Asians are. 100%. That's the best case scenario of him. Worst case scenario of him is he's going, oh, because this is so poppin', I could get some clout off of this.
It's probably a little bit of both.
Probably both.
It might be in the middle.
Yeah.
But I'll give him best case. I'll also give him worst case. The point is, do you, Peng Dang, after knowing Tony and after working with him, truly think that he went up there and believed everything that he said?
No. And you can think, hey, these jokes, it's weird that I've always thought before this, I was like, it's weird you could just shit on Asian people as much as you want to. Nobody ever gets offended.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that like 10 years ago, whatever. If you feel that and that's something that bothers you, cool.
Can I
that
tell you
could have
why?
affected you. Real quick, all you got to do is talk to Tony. That's the first thing you got to do. Even if you want to put the shit out, you talk to Tony and be like, hey, man, I think this could be a teachable moment. Would you be a part of this, whatever? And then you can say you regret it.
Yeah.
Some shit like there is an opportunity to do it completely differently. He chose to chase the clout.
Yeah, I agree.
I
think the reason people are so comfortable being racist against Asians is because Asian people are so fucking dope at everything they do. They make more money than everybody. They're all doctors and fucking, you go to college.
You can make fun of successful people.
Yeah, you're not really punching down. It's not punching down. So the idea of like, so now we like, I don't know. I never looked at it as a Puerto Rican. I never looked at Asians as being below me. I was always like, yo, those are the smart kids. That kid's going to go to college. That kid's going to do well in his test. That was always my perspective on Asian kids. Yeah, they were a little bit,
It's a little easier
like if one of my female friends, like white or Puerto Rican chicks, started dating an Asian guy, we'd probably make fun of her for it, to be honest with you. But
there's a weird thing, and I don't. There's something called the model minority myth, which has been explained to me because it's put upon Indians, but I don't give a fuck. Something like that puts pressure on us that you think we're all supposed to be successful. That's not fair. That just because I'm Indian or Asian, I'm supposed to be so smart and successful, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you do the same thing to white people and call it white privilege. So I'm not exactly sure. I guess societally it's different, but
people just pick and choose their little crazy theories. Like, I can look for the microaggressions in anything. If I wanted to stare at your studio, I'm like, oh, this is racist against Latinos. Like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, but it's people choose their battles. I don't live in a world. Here's the thing. Oh, me and you, all three of us, we chose being comedians as sort of our identity over our racial background, ethnicity, even our gender, our sexuality. I think being a comedian was sort of always, for me anyway, I'm speaking for everybody, but for me anyway, it was always sort of the number one thing. I romanticized, I started comedy 15 years ago. It was such a big deal to be a comedian. So I have this thing where like, I have like this mutual respect for every comedian automatically. And society sort of splintered now, and everyone sort of is prioritizing all of these other things, politics, social issues, over this thing that like we all sort of like, we show up at an open mic 15 years ago and you'd have like, there'd be like a 50-year-old lawyer and some,
I stopped doing that, bro.
What?
I stopped that just because you're a comedian and I respect you shit.
Right. Well, you have to now because
it's splintered. Like there's so many comedians that are doing stuff that I do not respect. And I love the art so much that I'm not going to watch you bastardize the art. I'm like a terrorist comedian. You know what I mean? Like I'm ISIS comedy. Like I'm the most extreme version of it. So when I see it being done in a way that I feel like is disrespectful to the art, I'm like, you're the enemy too. So,
but it almost goes back to that theory of like, they're still trying, right? And maybe they haven't figured it out yet. But it's like we all sort of come from the same place. What are you trying to do,
man? That's what I'm trying to. Are you just trying to get like I see a lot of comics that. They should just be pastors, bro. Like that, if religion was more popular, that's what they would do. They want to stand in front of people and they want them all to agree with them and then tell them they're the best. And that's what they want. But there's no role for them in a society that's kind of shunning religion now. If there was, then they 100% would do it. They could go into like self-help gurus and this kind of stuff, and those all of a sudden are becoming very popular because people want motherfuckers to just say, hey, you're great, I like the comics that are going up there and confusing you with the premise. I like somebody saying some wild shit and then trying to justify
Prove it comedically, yeah.
Yeah, like that. Or you're going to have some really, like painfully vulnerable story. Like make me feel some shit I don't want to feel and then make me laugh afterwards about it. And maybe
journey is fun if it's all happy and comfortable. Yeah. That's not a fun movie. There's no movie where all good shit is happening all the time. You're like, yo, that was worth my time.
No, I'm not saying that that's what Tony was trying to do, right? No. But I do know Tony, and I know him to be a good guy. I know him to be a kind guy, and I know his material.
Who
and
takes care of other comedians
very well.
We're talking about like Kill Tony, and that whole platform has been something that's put on a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
And
Tony, now is the time to come out as gay. Now is if there's ever been a better time, you have to do it right now. Immediately you come out as gay. Okay?
Smart idea.
I think it's got to happen. It might have to be more. It might have to come out as trans.
I remember last time we saw him, he had a girl that he was like pretty serious about.
Yeah.
We finna find out if she the one. If she stays with him through this, that's the one.
That's the real
Tony.
one.
That's the one.
I get, but you guys understand what I'm saying. It's like, in almost like religion, comedy, yeah, there are all these parallels with religion, but there has been like splinters, and you have these different crowds and these different shows, and there's different material you really just can't do, and the jokes that fucking kill just don't work there because these are people that are too uncomfortable to laugh at things that they feel. They want to laugh at things that they believe the world should be. And I can't subscribe to that type of comedy. I'm fine. You could do it.
Yeah.
That's great. But I'm not going to just automatically give you the same grace as I give a traditional comedian.
That's fair.
Well, maybe I'm calling them traditional, but or the comedian that's of the same like ilk as me.
Yeah. And I agree with you completely. The people that I love, those are the ones that I love. Yeah. And I say this all the time.
We have very similar views on comedy.
Oh, of course.
And that's why we're in this room right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. People often assume that because we said we only like a savage like Patrice, you know what I mean? But no, I could watch comics. Dude, Ryan Hamilton is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Nate
Bargatze.
Nate is so fucking
Nate
funny.
Bargatze is my son's godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, like it doesn't got to be a dirty, filthy,
It's
edgy.
not about that. Is this
about-
you,
Yeah.
dude?
Is it?
Last week we were talking about how funny Kevin James' special was from like the late 90s, but the small stuff. It's a clean special, so funny. You don't have to be a piece of shit, but our favorites are the guys that are gonna make you a little uncomfortable because that
You're
makes
not
you
a
think a
fucking
little bit more.
exactly. You're not a snake oil salesman. There's some fucking snake oil salesmen. They know if they go up there and they're just like saying whatever that crowd feels.
Yeah.
That they're gonna get their claps, and that's all they want. They don't care about the fucking art. And maybe I sound like some old wash motherfucker going, "Oh, me back in the day, this is what comedy was," but I don't care. Yeah. That's what I love.
Well, the shit that I like, I talk about a lot of dark shit in my act, and it's like.
You got a lot of dark shit to talk about,
of course.
bro.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you talk about comedy being therapeutic. It's like to try to I'll talk about my mother being a drug addict or my father being murdered. And it's like, these are things that not only do I have to think about it and talk about it, which is therapeutic in general, just going to therapy, think about it and talk about these things. Yeah. But now I have to try to find a positive, funny spin on these really fucked up things to me. And that in itself, it's such a unique way to look at personal trauma. Yeah. So I have a hard time when people don't come to it with balls and don't come to it with a little bit of grit. I have a hard time really getting into their shit. But there's exceptions, like you said.
We all know, I don't know, there's the thing. Maybe it seems like we're capping for Tony because that's our homie, and we are biased. That's our homie.
I know Tony's not a fucking. Here, two things. I know biased. Tony's not racist. You need intent. You need context, right? His intention wasn't to be racist. His intention was to be funny. The context was he was at a comedy show. Roasting the guy that was before him.
We also
he wasn't in a fucking parking lot screaming that word at somebody
also,
that was.
He's not my homie. He's my acquaintance, but I know him well enough to know this wasn't real, and I would think Peng would know the same. You have about the same amount of interaction with him as me. Yeah. And if that affected you, talk to him. That's my point.
Yeah. Even if you don't, and even if you're absolutely furious about it. And maybe you're a little scared to talk to that person. Maybe Peng is scared to talk to that person. He's like, I don't know, maybe this guy's not going to let me go up on shows anymore, this, that, the other.
Well, he's not.
Now it's never going to happen, but he's not going to have shows to do in the first place. You were about to say something?
No. I was just listening. Oh. Because I have a different point of view, but I'm thinking about it if somebody came up and introduced me, that nigga that was just on stage or whatever the case is. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to be that, understanding. And especially the tweet said, oh, look at how I was brought up last week. So Tony had a week to contact them. I think he now is contacting them because it went viral.
To a devil's advocate, I don't know that Tony knew the guy was even upset until the video went up.
But you saw how after you said the age joke about Mateo, you spoke to him immediately right after the show.
It was different. It was a different thing because, to be honest with you, I think
it's possible. Can I say something real quick? Isn't it possible Lewis handled it better than Tony?
Yeah, that's also true.
Tony didn't handle it well, but I don't think this public flagellation, whatever the word is, was necessary. That's what I think. Tony didn't handle it well.
And to be honest with you,
if you want to start interrupt, but if you want to go, if you approach Tony and you try to have that conversation, and he's like, "Fuck you, I meant everything that I said on stage."
Bombs away, bruh. Bombs away.
But if there's no like basic human interaction and connection, like there's no, hey man, can I just talk to you about this shit? Made me feel uncomfortable, bro. Like, and bare minimum. I don't know. I'm a different type of motherfucker. Like I will talk to you about things, and I don't know. I will talk to you. Even comics, I'll talk to. Like this happened back home. Like if I hear a comic, I don't care fucking how popular they are or how successful they are. Like if they're doing things that I think are like disrespectful to other comics, whatever, and I'm in their face and I've spoken about this, I'm not gonna act like I haven't.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit at a fucking table with you and act like I haven't. Say, yo, it was corny what you did.
Right.
I'm not gonna check you on some like, yo, let's go outside and fight. That might be a Luis Gomez approach. Right. But I'll just be like, yo, why were you doing that? Like explain it to me because it doesn't make sense to me.
And y'all are better about that than most people. Most people are not as comfortable as conflict as you guys. Even me, not as comfortable, but that is such an other extreme in a way that you wouldn't handle it. I don't think you, Alex, would see somebody say that shit and then not say anything and then put it on Twitter.
Oh, that's true. I would have.
You would have checked the motherfucker, like, but maybe you're different than him. But I know you. Yeah. You would have went after, and it might have been a little more aggressive, but like, yo, what the fuck was that about, dude? That was corny. Like,
and that's true, and that's the thing. So it's like
issue.
We don't know what happened between that week and now.
And well, look, we have to call. You have to.
I only know Tony's side, where he said he didn't get reached out to at all, and the guy didn't say anything. Maybe the guy tried. Maybe there's DMs that Tony didn't see.
I would think the way he tweeted that, and I could be wrong, but the way he tweeted that lets me know if he had interactions with Tony, he would have included that in his, hey, let me burn down Tony's career tweet. I tried to reach out to Tony multiple times. He wouldn't even talk to me.
He also, the way he tweeted it, he tweeted it and then walked away, no replies, no nothing. Like he was like, here you go. I'll be,
mic drop.
I'll be over here.
I don't
so
like
the other
that
thing, and this is true, and I'll probably get flamed for saying this. The N-word is worse than the C-word. Let's get real. Look, the N-word, it has a way heavier.
Not to an Asian person?
Probably even to an Asian person. If you put them on a lie detector test, it hits in a way different way. Even spick, like when people say spick, it does not hit the same as the N-word. I'm sorry. It just does not. The N-word is up there. So if you call somebody that, it's like saying it is one thing and making a joke, but calling somebody that, and they better know exactly your sense of humor. You better be boys with them. It better be something you guys go, but you've been doing it for years. Because if you don't know somebody and you call them the N-word like that in that context, it's just not going to fly. And I'm not saying that the C word, maybe we should be in a place where the C word has the same sort of impact, but I don't believe that it has the same type of impact to an audience or to any person that's listening to it or saying.
I hear what you're saying. And I think a lot of people probably share that sentiment, but I also totally understand if Asians are like, nah, you're trying to say the N word to me when you're saying the C word.
Especially right
and
now.
There isn't that word, and especially right now. And in no way are we justifying what Tony said, and Tony doesn't even agree with what he said. Yeah. He's like, I was going for it. It was stupid. I don't use that word.
But I am justifying his attempt to go for whatever he's going to go for.
You can attempt, but you can fail, and you can acknowledge failure.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It doesn't make him a sellout as a comic if he wants to go, yo, I failed in my attempt to make some humor out of this situation. Like, I would never judge him for doing that shit at all. So that's the tricky situation we're in. We don't ever want to stop trying to make jokes. We know that we're going to fail probably, if at best, 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
When we're trying a new joke. Maybe 9 out of 10 times we're going to probably have that fail rate. Sometimes the failures are going to be absolutely massive. So he's aware of that. I wish they would have been able to talk. It just sucks that it's gotten this big because, dude, he got dropped by his agent. Like, I'm not trying to have like what is it called? Play the violin. You know what I mean? He did say something fucked up. And it really obviously maybe hurt him, and other people get to hear it and they feel hurt as well. But
nobody would have heard it if Peng didn't share it with the world. Nobody would have been hurt by it. It would have been a bunch of people in a club that would have heard it. Nobody was really hurt by it. If Peng was hurt by it, it could have been.
Yo, you're right.
Tweet hurt way more Asians.
Exactly. Like 50 people heard it in the club, and maybe those people were hurt by it, right? Now millions of people. TMZ is playing. Now, how many more Asians feel attacked? Because they heard a guy, Mark is wobbling his head. What?
I don't know. I mean, like, I get your point, but like, could you say the same about like videos of Asian people getting beat up? Like, if you put out those videos, are those reinforcing like negative feelings that Asian people feel about?
Yeah, but the intent of the context is physically harming an Asian person versus telling a joke.
100%.
But if people are refusing to acknowledge the context.
What I would also say to that is, how often do we criticize the media for only portraying black people in these negative, stereotypical ways? Like, oh, every time a black person's robbing somebody, you put it on the news, and then now all of a sudden there's this negative perception about black people. So we can't have it both ways. We can't have it, showcasing these acts all the time is a detriment to this one group of people, and then when you showcase this acts, it's not. So we have to figure out some sort of balance. And I guess what you were trying to say is the overall takeaway is more people are gonna feel hated when this goes viral than the 50 people in that room when it was supposed to be in the context of a joke that failed. It failed. We're not justifying what's said. If we heard anybody say it outside of comedy, we'd be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this person?
Laugh. You laughed.
If I heard anything you said outside of a comedy club stage,
it'd be
you'd be like, all right, this
horrifying.
guy's actually trying to start a hate cult. So we need to stop him right now. But it's you have to have that context, and it's a shame, and that's why with Peng, and I don't know Peng at all, and maybe he's a great dude, but I just, as a comedian, I'm going like, dude, I don't really respect that. Like, you know what he's doing, you know he's going for a joke, you know he's failing. We've all failed at telling jokes, and now you're going to try to hurt somebody. Not only try, you did hurt somebody. You hurt this guy's career. Maybe he hurt your feelings. Maybe your feelings were a little bit hurt in that moment, right? And that could have been alleviated, and maybe you could have taught Tony a lesson, but now you've legitimately hurt this guy's career, his family, his productivity for the future. And I just don't think the punishment fits the crime. That's what.
And it's not like you're going to get anything out of this. It's not like people are going to go, I need a book Peng at the Funny Bone.
Yeah. If anything, people are going to go, yeah, that guy might start some shit.
Yeah, exactly. I take personal responsibility for all this because now comics are posting clips and
but you know what?
If I never told him to do this shit, then he would have never videotaped his set, and Tony could hate Asians in peace.
All jokes aside, I think this is even different than the Ari thing, where Ari put the clip out himself, and so you put that out to everybody. If Tony put this clip out, I'm not standing by it. My only issue is the way this kid handled it. Yeah. That's my issue with this kid. I'm not standing by what Tony said.
Ari, by the way, we had Ari on Legion of Skanks, and we did a lie detector test. We got a really high quality lie detector test, the same one police department used. Yeah. And we asked him if he regretted the Kobe tweet, and he said no, and he was telling the truth.
Wow. Really?
Wild. He's a savage.
Yeah. He sent me something absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah,
we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it. He was like, I would have tweeted this if ever wasn't such a friend. Yeah. That's what he said. Dude, I FaceTimed him afterwards. I literally FaceTimed him at an airport, like borderline crying, laughing at this video. He's a wild fucking boy. Yeah. But he's willing to live that life. That's another thing. Like I'm fine being on the outskirts. I'm fine not being in the mainstream thing. I have my fans that support what I do, and it's a specific thing that I do. And we all know him personally, so we can go, that's just, he's a wild boy, is what he did. And then sometimes your wild boy shit goes mainstream, and mainstream people have no context of what the fuck you do. No. And this is bad news.
They were like, make a Legion of Skanks TikTok. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind?
We can't even be on YouTube.
Are you crazy? I'm putting out of context clips on TikTok for the shit that we say.
It's always funny when they come after you and they just go to some crazy thing. There's like a baby with a fucking, like a dildo, what are they called? Those baby mannequins, what are they called?
Oh, yeah.
Doll.
Yeah, or doll.
Yeah.
Doll. Baby mannequins?
What are they called?
I'm not getting anything from you. You texting something?
I just had a question. So I'm not a comic. I don't know how this works. But if he failed, like you guys said, like you don't agree with what he said.
Yeah.
Should he have gotten in front of it and just be like, yo, on stage, I was going for it and I said something that I regret?
I don't think that he thought this was in and out. We do so many shows, we say so many dumb things. He does a lot of improv. I don't think that this registered as a problem for him. I think in his mind, he just had a moment where he roasted this guy. The audience was laughing. It wasn't bombing. It wasn't like the audience was booing and then he got in trouble. It wasn't the Kramer moment. They were comparing it to the Kramer moment from years ago at the Laugh Factory.
Not at all.
That's not what was happening. It was still Red Band's audience. They were still Tony Hinchcliffe fans. Let's get real.
That's true. Yeah.
They were laughing. If you listen to the actual clip, you do hear people laughing. There was some uncomfortable laughter, but there were people actually laughing. Some people got it. Some people didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think Tony was like, oh, I fucked up, dude. In my moment, I felt bad because I made a bad joke. I looked at my friend. I brought him up. And as a host, to be honest with you, as a host of a show, this is something that's lost in context as well. It's not my job to make a joke on this guy. It's my job to present him to do well, right? If I'm being paid to host the show, it's my job to make everyone, put everyone in a good mood up front, be everyone's buddy, and then present everyone and put everyone in a position where they can do as well as possible. It's not my job to fucking roast this guy that's coming up next. Right. So it was my personal standard and I just kind of felt bad. He was my friend who I thought it was a little disrespectful the way that I did it. I don't think Tony felt that was disrespectful. I don't think Tony was disrespecting Peng. I think Tony was trying to shock the crowd and be funny, and he said the most fucked up thing that came to mind in that moment, and it was a failure in recognizing that this guy's feelings might have been hurt in the process.
Also, it wasn't
and
like,
a failure in the bit. Like the bit, he is way funnier than the bit. If you think that's like Tony's funny shit.
No, Tony's way funnier
Tony's
than that.
fucking hilarious. So, yeah, it sucks. But I also understand, Al, where you're coming from. You can only put yourself in that person's shoes, and you would be tight if somebody did that to you. Absolutely. And Akaash, you might be tight too.
Yeah.
I bet motherfuckers have said stuff about you after.
Oh, yeah. And if I have a problem with them, I will say it to them. Or even if I'm a bitch and I talk shit about them behind their back, I'm not putting it online.
Yeah.
Like the bitch move, to me, the extreme bitch move is I talk shit about that person behind their back.
Yeah.
It's so much further beyond comprehension even to say, like, I'm not going to approach you at all, and I'm going to put it online. And if Tony felt embarrassed by that bit, which I probably would, I would just kind of hold up and be like, dude, thank God that wasn't like a big show and nobody saw it. It was a secret show.
Yeah.
I don't even want to fucking think about that because that was like, I was wilding. And then you just kind of put it away and hope nobody saw it. Like you fucking trip and fall in public and you look around, make sure nobody saw it. It's kind of like that. Like, all right, well, I tripped and fell in this bit. I hope nobody saw it. And then this guy is filming it. And then why is he filming my set, first of all? Are you filming yourself, bringing me up, motherfucker? Like, no.
Well, maybe he just pressed play on the set.
And then he did a set before and brought him up or something?
Yeah, like he probably...
Past the mic or something?
Yeah.
Past the mic. It was probably past the mic.
Or maybe he was the host. And then, or past the mic, and then it was just like, it was recording, and then as he went back down...
If he was first, here's what makes sense. If he was the host and he recorded his opening, and then... Because you're looking for little clips, you know, and then bring Tony up, you wouldn't have stopped it.
Fair.
Look, it was...
That's my point. Tony probably doesn't want to get in front of it because he's like, dude, thank God that was a small show. Nobody saw it. Holy fuck. That's what I would probably do.
Or he didn't even think about it.
I don't think he thought about it.
Honestly,
Tony, if you know Kill Tony, you know that brand. He was just on Legion of Skanks last week. There's a brand of comedy out there. You don't see it in the mainstream, but guys like Legion of Skanks, guys like Ari, guys like Tony, we say fucked up shit for the sake of saying fucked up shit. And we try to make fucked up jokes, and we try to play within that that world. And that's the brand of humor that I really like.
I don't want you to brand yourself as like as that, because Tony would go, no, I'm way funnier than that.
Yes.
And you guys are way funnier than that. This is just a failure at doing something that's risky.
It happens all the time.
Exactly. These things happen all the time. But we're not going, yo, this is comedy. Because all of a sudden, sometimes like when a joke goes south, right? And then it goes viral because people are like, how could you say this shit? We got to step up and go, hey man, this is just a bad version of what we do. There's great versions of what we do, and you happen to love it because Patrice O'Neal's the fucking man.
Yeah.
Okay? There are tons of these jokes that people think are absolutely hilarious. And then they're fucking bombs. You saw a bomb. The bomb went viral. There's a lot of other societal shit that goes into this stew, and it's really fucked up. You know what I mean? If you're upset at that, you're somebody who's Asian, even if you know the context, you're still upset at, okay, you're allowed to be upset. Yeah. Nobody ever said you're not allowed to have emotions. Like, that's not what comedians say. We didn't say you can't.
I would say don't buy a ticket to see Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, don't do it.
That's as far as it should go.
Yeah, so he can work on that bit. Anyway, I think that we've gotten...
We said what we need to say.
Yeah. Mark, any thoughts? No? Okay. My girl has some fucking issue. She's calling me 911 about things, so I got to go handle that.
Yeah.
But then we're going to do some Patreon questions. So we'll just take a little break. All right, it's time to do some Patreon questione, captains. Let's hear from you. Talk to us. Oh, yeah, we got FA. FA in the building. FA ill guy. We miss you, motherfucker. Let's go. We already heard your question because Alexx fucked up with the video, but we're going to pretend.
Curious to know what FA looks like, though.
This is FA.
First time caller, long time listener. Just wanted to ask if you guys knew what consent meant.
It gotta laugh. It gotta laugh the first time. This is the second time we watched it. But yes, we do know Mark. Now, do you know? Are you familiar with what it is?
Do you know?
But are you familiar with what it is?
Yeah, do you know?
Are you familiar?
Split this
Are you familiar?
Stop trying to get info, dog.
You see how he's trying to split
Stop trying to get info. You know what I mean?
You see how he's trying to... Come on, gang up.
Okay, you're right. Yo, you're right. My bad. I see it now.
All right, next question.
Hey guys, it's Tejal Naik in theme for Mother's Day. Who has the best Mother's Day present ever?
Ooh, what'd you get your mom, man?
Purse.
Say what? Purse?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
This is great. This is...
Wait. Did you get your mom a purse, or are you capping a little bit right now?
Oh wow!
She got a purse.
She got a purse.
She got a purse.
I think the story is funny. Not to
The
plug
story
your
is
own shit.
hilarious, but he ain't gonna want to share it.
Yeah,
Oh, do
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I know the story.
Oh, I don't know the story.
Literally, Indian gifted the purse.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Gucci bag. You know what I mean? That's a pretty good Indian gift, Gucci bag.
You're a piece of shit.
She didn't even take it. She left it. Probably because she knew the origins of it.
Yeah, of course.
Because she knew.
Come on, bro.
Look,
What she need a purse for?
That's what I
She need a
said.
Gucci purse for.
I don't know. It was there. I gave it to her. I didn't have a gift. You know what I mean? What you gonna do?
How you gonna not get your mom a gift?
I
bro?
flew her out. She napping on my balcony every day. We feeding her, taking her out every. Is she good?
Holy shit!
that
Did you just include sleep as a gift for your mom, bro?
Yeah. I
Your
let
mom
her
can't sleep, bro.
Yeah, I let
Indians
her
work
sleep.
hard, bro.
I gave
Indians
her a
work
break
hard.
from being my mom for a week. She got to come be the kid.
Unbelievable, dude. I flew her out. Like you're not supposed to
her out,
fly
bro.
your mom out, bro.
Absolutely. Hey, that's a gift.
This kind of treatment of a mom
That's a
is
gift.
disgusting. Lewis, your mom is gone.
My mom's gone. Yeah.
Would you treat your mom like this if she was still around?
No, I wouldn't fly her out. Fuck that. She's a crazy bitch. Yeah. You never met my mom. You never met my mom.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
she wouldn't be good.
Wild lady?
I got my son's mother. I didn't really get her anything, but
You got her a trip.
he got.
You got her a
Well,
trip?
that was for Christmas. I get the whole family a trip for Christmas. But
Beautiful.
I from my son. You know, he makes her a card. He by hand.
Yeah.
And we got her flowers, and he picked out a candle, and
Yeah.
you know, we make it from him.
I think that's cool. And
And I
she knows
brought
where
her
it
over
comes
the house, made her breakfast. It was, it was a
100%.
good time.
100%. What? I ain't get my mom nothing, bro.
Nothing.
No.
You were
And you
stressing.
just shit on
It ain't
Akaash.
Father's Day.
Yeah. You want to be honest with you? I got
Bunch
my
of
dad
yelling in the
something, bro.
background.
I got my dad a gift. I always get my dad a gift on Mother's Day just to let my mom know.
And what about Father's Day?
I get my dad a gift on Father's Day as well
that's nice.
because he did both. No, I got my mom some flowers. And by that, I mean my girl ordered my mom some flowers.
On
Gifts
time?
is tough.
On
yo.
time.
Oh,
On
shit.
time, bro. My idea, though. My idea.
Flowers is your idea?
My idea,
Yo, you
guys.
an innovator, dog.
I'm an innovator,
You're not just
dude.
innovator in stand-up. You're an
Son,
innovator
they
in the
love
real world.
flowers, bro. They love flowers, man.
It's crazy that they love flowers.
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
Why is it crazy?
Why it was? Because I don't know. They're just like, what do? You look at them, they smell them, they die. It's just not.
I don't get
like,
it.
It's not something
don't
I would
get it.
ever in a million years ever want.
Yeah,
Like,
we want utility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I get my chick something, I get her like I like to get her take her somewhere. Bring her to dinner. Bring her on a trip.
Something you can
a
benefit
memory.
from. Yeah.
But who wants to get? I don't like even get her birthdays coming up. It's like
Get her an Xbox or something. What for?
Call
of Duty,
She gave me
Modern
great gifts. She
Warfare.
got me new boxing gloves with the Legion of Skanks logo on them.
Yeah.
For my birthday, she got me a Soda Stream. I always buy seltzer.
Oh, that's dope.
I came home. It was already connected. It was already mixed.
Oh, that's
Yo.
dope.
Women are way better at gifts.
They
yo.
really are.
It was
That's
incredible.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
Soda Stream is thoughtful.
So thoughtful.
We're busy working hard so they can have the money to get the gift.
That is true.
That's what we're busy doing.
No, that's a good, thoughtful gift. And we
Great
can't
gift.
think of anything besides, this food tastes good. I'm the same way.
I can't think of
I'm the
anything to get
same
her.
way.
I'm drawing blanks. What does she like? I don't know. What the fuck does she like? Flowers? She likes facial moisturizer.
Son, throw money at the problem, dog. Just throw money at
Throw
it.
money at the
Throw
problem.
money at the problem.
Give her cash.
Okay, this is actually a great question. If you had to get your girl something thoughtful, what would you
Fuck,
get?
dog. As soon as if you had to get your girl something, I was like, purse. Then you said thoughtful. I was like,
Purse
son,
every time. Purse.
I thought about that purse though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't. I got nothing.
I think it's kind of great that we created these stores of value that are absolutely meaningless so that we can get for our girls and they'll be more excited than
Brilliant.
something thoughtful.
Brilliant.
It's like a genius idea.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Coco Chanel. Well done. Okay.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Tunji Taylor Lewis here.
In the building.
I'm a little bit nervous because this time I don't really got a question. I got more of an ask.
Okay.
So I just found out last week that I'm going to be losing my job. My job is letting me go. I don't know. It's just something about having a communications degree that leads to having no job stability whatsoever. But anyway, yeah, that's my situation. So I figured I'd just hop on here, come straight to the assholes, come straight to the army, and just ask a very simple question. Are y'all hiring? And if not, do you know anybody who is? I am somebody who's been trying to make my way up the ladder in the entertainment industry for about 7 years now. I have skills in all facets of the entertainment industry, whether from a creative standpoint, I can write, copyright, content write, script write, doesn't matter. I can write pretty well. really well. Let me big my skills up. I can perform. I'm a good on-screen talent. I'm also good on the production side. So if you need anybody to be a production assistant of any kind, I'm your guy. What else can I do? I'm good at content creation. So graphics, social media marketing, that type of stuff. Any social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, I have knowledge in all of those things. So yeah, I'm putting myself out there. I know that y'all got like a full staff over there. So, but if you know anybody, or if the army or the assholes know anybody who's hiring, I would be so grateful right now, because I'm kind of at a crossroads. So would really appreciate the help.
Tony Hinchcliffe needs an agent.
Yo,
no, man,
this,
that sucks, man.
I love these reaching out to the army, and I hope somebody can help them out, because that's what this is for.
Yes, absolutely. Yo, if I wish he was being a little bit more specific in terms of like what he wants to do. Then it's easier. I would do that, Tunji. I'd say exactly what you want and what your goals are.
Well, the first thing you said was that he was like, listen, I'm really good at being on-screen talent. You're like, it's your job.
Yeah, we got that covered. Yeah.
It's like, so listen, if you guys want to get behind the camera, I'll just start hosting the show, and it's cool, man. I'll do a Gatorade review, and look, if he wants to come to New York, I'll tell you right now, Gas Digital is always hiring producers, always hiring people that could help out with everything, all on the back end, video production, audio production, writing, content creation. So we're literally always hiring, and we're called racist. So if we can get a black guy on staff,
this is a huge bonus. Where can
now
they contact
you can display your on-camera talent.
I know,
because you're gonna need a face for his non-racist.
Of course.
What's the email that they should hit up?
Shoot an email to
bruh.
What about DM to you or something?
No, shoot an email to realassofficial@gmail.com.
Realassofficial@gmail.com. Check that out. And Tunji, if there's something that opens up, over here, we'll definitely holler at you. But thank you so much and best of luck. And assholes, also, if you're looking for someone to cook up content for you, it seems like Tunji's got some experience. So holler at him and take care of it, man. The Army provides, so let's prove it. Let's make it happen. This could be a blessing that you're getting let off from your job or let go from your job. All right, next one.
Yo, I just wanted to give a big ups to Blue Chew. I took 2 of them bitches the other day. I should have only took 1. That shit had my dick looking like Al's calf after getting stung by a bee. My shit was swole. I had to soak my shit in an oatmeal bath to calm that shit down. My shit was wild, bro. But y'all some real niggas for putting a nigga onto that shit.
I had to soak it in an oatmeal bath. It's funny. I don't even know if that's a question, but thank you so much for contributing. And shouts to Blue Chew, man.
I'll attest to it. I love my Blue Chew.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Doggy.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Is that the ad that we have today?
Every time I Blue Chew my chick, it's like she looks at me, she's like, wow, where did this come from? I don't even tell her, dude.
Yeah, pharmacy.
I bite it in half and then I swallow it like a pill because I don't want my tongue to get blue.
You go half pill?
Yeah, no. I bite it in half and then swallow it. I swallow the whole thing, but you chew it up, your tongue turns blue.
Yeah, and it gets in your teeth. It gets in your molars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, sometimes I would just go half. If I just need a little pick-me-up, I'd go half.
Yeah, I'll do a full one.
You go full.
I got the 28 per month subscription.
Oh, you going for it?
Whoa.
Yeah. That's all I'm talking about.
I deal them on the side. If you guys want to buy some Blue Chew without giving the doctor's prescription, hit me up, realassofficial@gmail.com.
You're not alone, brother. You're not alone. Was that the last one, Al? We got one more.
That was the last one.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you guys. This is Louis J. Gomez. Louis, tell them where they can get all of your stuff, man.
I got 4 podcasts that I host, all on GasDigitalNetwork.com.
Real Ass Podcast, Legion of Skanks Podcast, The Seinfeld.
Gomez Watches Seinfeld.
And
then Believe You Me with Michael Bisping. They're all on Gas Digital. And then I got a lot of live dates coming up. I'll be in Vegas, San Diego, Connecticut, South Jersey, a bunch of stuff coming up. Austin at the end of the month. Go to lewisofskanks.com.
lewisofskanks.com. Check out Louis, man. Also check out Gas Digital. Like you built something really incredible over there. They got some amazing podcasts.
It's a great platform. It's it's one subscription price. There's 22 shows. There's 20,000 hours of streaming content, all uncensored, all ad-free. We drop the ads in separately, so you can get it. It's $8 a month.
Yeah,
you get a free trial too. So use the promo code Lewis.
Yo, go check out Lewis's stuff, man. And thank you so much for coming, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy dinner tonight.
Thank you very much. I will.
Okay. Peace.